Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a new video series that I've decided to start because I think it would really help a lot of new people that are just getting into fragrances who might not know much about fragrances and really want a hard targeted list. And as you can see from the title, this video is pretty much a suggestion video for people looking for fragrances for the summer, right? Now, if you've seen a couple other of my videos, I have a lot of top 10 videos, and I do seasonal top 10 videos where I pretty much give a list of what I am wearing for a particular season as far as fragrance-wise goes. This doesn't necessarily mean, and I continually stress in those videos, that it's not the same as a recommended list or a top 10 list or anything like that. And that's what this video is actually going to accomplish. So what I wanted to do was essentially recommend 5 fragrances for people. Either it could be, you could have some experience with fragrances, but I guess you could say, ideally it's more suited to people who don't know much at all about fragrances. But again, you can use it for whatever purpose you actually want, right? So this list is designed to hit everyone, whether you be interested in spending a lot of money, will you be interested in spending a little money. I've kind of tailored it to kind of go up from there and give suggestions as you go along with the price range for summer. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and start into the very first fragrance that I'm going ahead and recommending for the summer. Very first fragrance. So, you can see from that, the very first fragrance is Nautica Voyage. Nautica Voyage is a fragrance that I've mentioned a couple times. I've actually done a review on it, so you can do a search on that, or a link will be popped down below. Nautica Voyage is a highly underrated fragrance. Now, it does have a very nautical feel to it. So it has this, I want to say, this sea kind of smell, this mimosa kind of smell. It has a very laid back kind of smell to it. But at the same time, it can double as a fragrance that you can use for not just casual situations, but going to work. It does really well in the heat. And the best thing about this fragrance is that if you look around online, for example, FragranceNet has it for $17 plus a 20% coupon as of the filming of this. So you can purchase this extremely cheap, under $20. A lot of people overlook this fragrance because it's so cheap. They think it's one of those fragrances that are, you know, drugstore type of fragrances, and that's not the case. This fragrance is really great, especially for the value that you're getting for it. This is easily comparable to a fragrance that you would purchase $90, $100 for. So ignore the price tag for this from that respect. Don't think that's a cheap fragrance. It definitely is worth your money. And definitely worth purchasing. So again, for a 3.4, you can purchase it for around $17, maybe even cheaper if you kind of look around and look for any values on this one. All right, so let's go ahead and get on to the second fragrance. The second fragrance that I have on my list is the following. Alright, Bleu de Chanel. Bleu de Chanel is a fragrance that, to me, initially started off as a fragrance that I was, you know, sort of keen on, but then the main reason that this one is landing on my list is the success that it has with other people. Bleu de Chanel is a high compliment getter. Not only is it a high compliment getter, but it's very easy to wear. It can easily be worn not just in the summer, but a little bit more year-round. So if you're looking for a fragrance that's not only going to do well in hot weather, but do well in cold weather as well, this is your fragrance right here. It's excellent in professional situations. You're great at wearing it with suit and tie. You're great at wearing it in a casual situation. It really can be mixed and matched for those kind of scenarios as well. Absolutely fantastic. One downside to it, though, quote unquote downside, is that you're not going to really find any discount stores that carry this fragrance. Chanel has done a pretty good job of keeping their fragrances out of those stores. You might be able to find one a little bit here and there, but what I'm telling you is that's a little bit difficult. So for another reason as well, it's highly copied. Right? Now, you can find fakes of it flying around or just laying around. So for that reason, I highly recommend you just buying it from Chanel or Nordstrom's or some other department store that carries Chanel fragrances. You're better off going the safe route, paying a little bit extra more, which is going to be around $87 for the 3.4, than running across a fake. All right, Bleu de Chanel for the next fragrance. Now, my third fragrance on the list is the following. Versace pour Homme. Versace pour Homme. Now, this fragrance I actually don't have in my collection anymore, and the only reason I don't have it in my collection is because I've personalized my personal collection to suit the scents that I like more, and this used to be one that I used to like a lot. But I have so many scents that fill the role, the niche that this scent used to fill, so there was no need for me to have it, so I got rid of it. That said, this scent is highly versatile. It's very similar to Bleu de Chanel in terms of its usage. You can really wear it anywhere that you actually want. It's very sharp for the sharpness. You can get away with this one in the winter as well too. It's got a very clean scent. It's got a very masculine scent. It's not as a big compliment getter that I found as Bleu de Chanel, but it's more of a utilitarian type of a workhorse backbone type of a scent, especially for the summer. You can't go wrong with the smell. This scent I've never heard of anyone really come across that said somebody else didn't smell good at all while wearing this scent, so it's definitely a nice one that you can go ahead and get. And for the price range, this is around the mid-price range, so we're looking at about, it retails for $76, but if you look around, you can catch it around on like Fragrance Net or some other fragrance stores like Beauty Counter, I think it was, and you can purchase it for around $50. So do some shopping around, and that's for the 3.4. So do some shopping around, and you're bound to find a deal for this one. And that's one of the main other reasons that I'm actually putting this one on the list, because it's a little bit cheaper, falls in a little bit cheaper price range, and is an excellent scent for those matters. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and get on to the fourth fragrance on this list. Now we're starting to look up more at the upscale scents, right? So, Humaniste by Frapin. This is one that I highly recommend, primarily because of all the compliments that one gets when wearing this one. It's a highly complimented fragrance, although it is more on the expensive side. We're talking about $155 for the 100 milliliter, right? You can only purchase that at a couple places. Lucky Scent is one. Min New York is one, so you're going to have to purchase it online most likely if you don't have a place that carries the Frapin line. Now, it smells like a gin and tonic type of a fragrance. It's got a very sharp citrusy smell to it, and at the same time it has kind of like a spicy peppery dry down that makes it. The biggest plus for this fragrance is that it is, I've often said, it is the number one or number two most complimented fragrance in my entire arsenal. And I'm talking about I've had over 300 plus fragrances, and this is easily the most complimented. Every single time you wear it, people not only want to know what you're wearing, but they also want to know where you got this fragrance for, so they can get it themselves. And it doesn't it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. They both want, I found both sexes actually want to know where this fragrance came from, where to buy it, because it's just that intoxicating. Now, the one bad side for this, the major downside for this, is its longevity that I found. The longevity of this fragrance ranges generally between 3 and 6 hours, but more often like 3-4 hours is how long this fragrance lasts on your skin. So that is a big downside for it, and it further, quote-unquote, decreases the value for it. That said, because of the fact that it is so good smelling, I highly recommend this one as a purchase and a pickup, especially if you're looking for something that's not going to smell like other people out there. It's going to be definitely something unique, and it's going to be something that people love around you, right? So Frapin by Humaniste. On to the last fragrance. Alright, right, so this one is Millesime Imperial from the House of Creed. Millesime Imperial from the House of Creed is it's a very elegant scent. It's for 120 milliliters though. It's gonna run you $330 retail. So it's a very expensive fragrance at that too. Now, are you getting quality for that $330? Yes, you are getting it. Millesime Imperial smells like, it's got this sea salty watermelon type of a vibe that also has this, I want to say, watery and woody and ambergris type of a dry down. Ambergris, for those of you who don't know, is, being very simple, whale vomit. That said, when added to fragrances, it actually produces a scent that is very elegant to it and actually puts a noticeable difference in it. So much so that there are fragrances that smell like Millesime Imperial. And I'm notorious for not being one that can really tell the difference between clones or anything like that. Millesime Imperial is one of the exceptions. So for example, there's another fragrance out called Green Irish Tweed from the House of Creed. Many fragrances smell like it, like Davidoff Cool Water. There's some Bond No. 9 fragrances that smell like it, and they're all designed to smell like Green Irish Tweed. And to some extent they do, and I have a hard time telling them apart. Millesime Imperial's clones, or fragrances that smell like it, like Sean John and some others, like Love and Luck is kind of designed to smell a little bit like it. Those fragrances, I can clearly tell the difference with when Millesime Imperial is put by it, and I'll be able to sniff it out exactly. And for that reason, this is one of those fragrances that is really up there. High compliment getter. Not many people dislike it at all. By far and large, there are going to be more people who love the scent, who go out of their way to tell you how good you smell. Price-wise, when I said this fragrance is $330, that's when you buy it from the house, from Creed itself, and that is true. You can find this fragrance for like half off, like $150 if you look around like on FragranceNet and some other discount stores. There's a little bit of controversy with it though. You might be very careful because you might not be getting the real thing. With FragranceNet, so far people have said that they've sold the real thing, so you might want to look in that direction if you want to pay a little bit less for it. But still, it's going to run you at least $150 when you're going that route. All right, so look around. These are some fragrances that you can kind of use for summer and use as a springboard to go ahead and get you going into the summer months. All right, now, as always, if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to leave me a message, send me a note, and I'll help you out. I'll do, whatever I can to help you. For those of you who also have suggestions for fragrances that you suggest for the summer per se, feel free, leave a note down below and help your fellow man smell good, smell great. I kind of mashed those two words together. All right, thank you, take care of yourselves, and you have a great day.